I'm Dr. Adrienne Cohen. I'm a professor in sociology. I also direct the Center for Social Gerontology, and I'm here today to talk to you about the interdisciplinary minor in gerontology. You might be wondering, what is gerontology? Well, gerontology is the study of aging. And the way that I think about aging is it's life plus time. So when we think about aging, it's not just about being an older adult, but actually it's about a whole lifetime, or as I like to call it, womb to tomb. I have a slogan: aging, everybody's doing it, because it's true. We are all aging. Some of us are just a little farther along than others, but we are all in this process, and we are all moving along at exactly the same pace. So gerontology is not just about older adults, but about the process of growing older. Georgia, the United States, and the whole world is aging. By 2030, 20% of Georgians are going to be over the age of 60. Or as I like to say, if you want to see what Georgia is going to look like by 2030, go to Florida. So no matter what your major is, you're likely going to interact with older adults. So it's important to be prepared. I have this book, 101 Careers in Gerontology, and there are many of them, way beyond 101, but I thought I'd put some up here. There are agencies on aging, area agencies on aging throughout the United States. You can work for one of those. You can be a geriatric social worker, a social worker that focuses on older adults. And the same thing is true, like you can be a geriatrician, you can be someone who does physical or occupational therapy with a focus on older adults. You can work in the nonprofit sector. You can help people with retirement planning. I myself have a bachelor's degree in gerontology, and I worked for 20 years before I went back to school to get my master's and my PhD. And I always had a job because of my expertise in aging and how much it is needed in this country. I worked for 10 years for the Vermont Department of Health, and in that capacity, I had the opportunity to do lots of amazing work and had a nice steady job with a pretty good paycheck and some good benefits. So there's lots of work out there. You can work for organizations like AARP. You can work in a senior living community or a nursing home. And while I know many people think about older adults as being sick or frail, that's just not the reality. Only about 4% of all older adults live in any kind of assisted community, assisted living, nursing home. The rest of the older folks that we know, they're living independently on their own, and they just may need some help. They also may not need a lot of help, but for instance, you can do things like work for a travel agency that creates trips specifically for older adults. Older adults have a lot of times a lot more time, and sometimes they even have more disposable income. Okay. So the other thing is, no matter what you choose, and I said this earlier, for a career, having expertise in aging will be helpful. Now, usually I challenge people to say, well, what kinds of careers can you think of that you might not have any need for expertise in aging? And I have things like, people will say, well, working with early childhood, but the truth is that a lot of children are being raised by their grandparents. So there's really, any career having this expertise will be helpful. So one of the areas to think about is in business. If you think about the fact that 20% of the population is going to be older and stay older, by the way, this is not some kind of baby boomer thing. Long after us boomers are gone, there's still going to be 20% of the population. Millennials, when they get into late life, or Gen Zs, 25% of the population is going to be older. That's because we're living longer, we're having fewer children. So business should really be tailoring a lot to the older adult market. I really like the idea of fashion design, designing clothes for older women and men, but I feel like a lot of the fashion design is really focused on this young market, and yet the older adult market is pretty untapped, and we really want some good fashion. Okay. Obviously things like healthcare, but marketing, for instance, knowing that older adults need, say, a larger font or more contrast in the colors in advertisements can be helpful. finances, helping people to manage their retirement successfully financially, doing research, uh, any of these careers, having some expertise in late life can be very helpful. Okay, so what is the interdisciplinary minor in gerontology? Well, if you notice that first word, interdisciplinary, while this program sits within sociology, we have courses all over the campus. So the class that you're required to take is Intro to Gerontology. It's a 3-credit course. It's taught both face-to-face and online, face-to-face at the Statesboro campus and then online. And then you get to choose from 12 additional credits from a variety of courses. I'm going to show you the next slide that has a list of the courses that are accepted in the minor. But you can also, for instance, if you're doing an independent study with an aging focus, or you're doing an internship or a capstone where you're doing research on late life, you can come and see me as the coordinator for the minor and get permission to add that as instead of one of your courses. Okay, so here's a list of courses, and if you look, there are courses in child development, child and family development, gerontology. There are courses that are also offered over at the Armstrong campus, psych, public health, and of course sociology. So you basically take the Intro to Gerontology class at any point. I strongly recommend taking it as early in your academic career as you can, because it is a 2000 level class. And then any of these classes will also contribute to the minor. How to register. First of all, when you meet with your advisor this semester, I strongly recommend, if you're interested, have a conversation with them about it. And then you can go to My Georgia Southern and make the change, add your minor, make sure that you're looking for the interdisciplinary minor in gerontology. And then once you've submitted the form, the registrar's office will do their magic and you will then be a minor. There's also a lot of information and resources that are out there for you. And I wanted to get a chance to show you all. The Center for Social Gerontology has a website. So I'll just bring that up. And this is our website. And you can see on the website, there's a tab. This will take you to the registrar's description of the minor from the catalog. But you can also go here, for instance, under the student tab and look at the courses offered. So each semester when new courses are available, we put a list up of those aging related courses. At the top are the ones that are related to the minor, and you can see if they're offered on Statesboro, Armstrong, or online. The great thing about our minor is that you can do it completely online. You can do it from the Statesboro campus, or on the Armstrong campus, you can do it as a combination of both online and face-to-face classes. Okay, just wanted to let you all know about one other opportunity, which is that the and our Center for Social Gerontology is happening online over Zoom, and there are a limited number of scholarships for students. The registration fee is not expensive for students, but if you want to go for free, go ahead to the website for the conference, which you'll find linked from the Center for Social Gerontology website. Click on registration, and you'll see here you can register for a scholarship right here and get a free scholarship to our conference. So I encourage you all to be thinking about the minor, thinking about opportunities like being able to go to the conference. I'm Dr. Adrienne Cohen. You can reach me at thegerontologist@gmail.com or acohen@Georgia Southern, my Georgia Southern email. Either one is fine. If you just want to find out some more information about the minor, or if you have any questions about the conference, I'm happy to answer those. So I hope I've sparked some interest. I hope that you will consider the interdisciplinary minor in gerontology. And minimally, I'd love to hear from you. I'm always interested in having conversation with students. So thank you very much for listening.